Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Welcome to part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of February 27th through March 3rd, where we'll talk about our top swing trading stocks to watch. We'll talk about what individual stocks, individual tickers we're putting on our top swing trading watch list for this week, and also in our bullpen and our shopping list. We'll also talk about our option strategies, our dividend strategies, and also look at our ETF spreadsheet, etc., to look for opportunities for swing trades for this week. Thank you for joining us in the live stream and the chat. Welcome, Ricky Khan. Hope you're doing well. So here's our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the week of February 27th through March 3rd. This is a Google document. You should be able to find the link to this. It's publicly accessible. In the description box below, we store our Google documents with our notes for our weekly trading game plans in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, and you can find a link to that in the description box below as well, so you can refer back to these notes as well as our previous notes. Our notes include links to bonus videos, links to all the tools that we're using for our market analysis, etc. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Make Money Trading in March, we would highly recommend that you view part 1, as that contains all of our market analysis, economic data for next week, etc. That goes in, gives us the input data for selecting our individual stocks for our top swing trading stocks to watch for this week. Good morning, Nug M. Thank you also for joining us. So first I'll quickly review, and then we'll look at some of the charts of some of the trades that we made this week. Firstly, we finally got stopped out of our all of our long position in KOLD. KOLD is the short on natural gas. We saw yesterday how natural gas had been declining for quite a period of time. Looks like it hit the $2 level and bounced. So we've had that position for quite some time, almost a year, and we finally made a profit. So we got a nice 8% profit on that. Equates to about a 0.7% per month. So, and we had also sold and bought back covered calls for additional profit on that position. So, 8% plus ROI in that position. We're now long on oil, and we're using the same strategy now on oil. And we saw now natural gas is on an upward trend. So again, we'll just play the same strategy on oil, sell and buy back covered calls until it's profitable, and then scalp it off. One of the new positions that you'll see is we had added this to our watch list late in the week. It popped up actually on our dividend spreadsheet, and I'll show you that as well later. Is land. Land is a REIT on farmland. And again, it showed up as being attractive in our dividend spreadsheet. And since it's a REIT, it pays a monthly dividend. It doesn't have a high monthly dividend yield, about 3%. But as we'll see in our dividend spreadsheet, it has the potential for some nice price appreciation. And I like this quote by Mark Twain: "Buy land, they're not making it anymore." So I've used that in our postings relative to our long position in land. So you see we got in on the 21st at 7:04. Actually, I think that might have been the 24th. I'll have to check that. Also, part of our strategy we've been discussing is selling cash secured puts, or selling puts to, again, generate additional revenue. So this week, as we'll see in our put return on invested capital ROIC spreadsheet, we identified a good opportunity in SBNY, which is a signature bank, regional bank. Sold a put at 105 with a March expiration for 245. So again, the probability is that will expire worthless, but otherwise we wouldn't mind owning Signature Bank and then swinging that upward, but we will try to buy it back cheaper and keep the premium difference as a self-generated dividend, and then again, rinse and repeat. And then late this week, we've been talking about solar and the sector rotation in and out of solar that we've been seeing. And we had SPWR, Sun Power, on our watch list as our pick for this solar sector rotation with the most attractive setup. And we went long Sun Power on the 23rd at 1478. I believe they all got beaten down a little bit Thursday, Friday. But again, we still like Sun Power. And when we see that sector rotation back into solar, we'll try to scalp that off and then again, rinse and repeat. Good morning, Easy Mike. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you again. So just a quick reminder, if you'd like to get real-time updates when we make these trades, when we get stopped out, close these trades, we post to our Patreons and you get an email notification. Any level of our Patreon will get our real-time trade alerts. And then we also have some alerts channels in our Discord that I'll show you in a second. And our Patreons have access to those as well. And I will update those, or they will get automatically updated so you can see when we sold that put against SBNY. We updated the trade alerts channel. When we sold SPWR, and then we also have Thinkorswim price alerts that get triggered and then automatically posted to the Thinkorswim alerts channel. And then if we follow up that with a trade, then I would update that as well. So again, if you would like to get real-time alerts of our trades, again, as always, I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us or anyone else into trades, but if you would find it helpful to see what trades we're making, would help you make money in your trading and succeed in your trading career, then here's a way you can see exactly what we're trading and when. So I'll jump over to Webull and we'll look at some of these charts. Let me check that. Which one was it? Was it land? When I entered land. So yeah, on the 24th, I thought it was late in the week. We'll update that. Again, KOLD. We see it peaked out, rolled over. It was profitable. It actually went up a little higher. But we took our profit. Now we're completely out of KOLD. Now you see KOLD steeply declining as natural gas is now on a rebound up off that $2 level. So again, now we're in boil, and we'll play the same strategy. Here you see on the 24th, this bounce off the support in land. So right around that support level, we took that long on land. You can see it looks like it's bouncing up. SBNY, again, we sold a put against SBNY. You can see the 52-week low is about 106. We sold a 105 put, so the probability is pretty low that that's going to get hit. But if it does, again, that we're okay with that. It's got plenty of potential price appreciation, and it is a profitable bank. Financial sector should have some good tailwind. Here's SPWR Sun Power. So again, zoom that in a little bit. We can see it went down a little bit further. We got in on the 23rd at 1478. So right around that support level. And then again, Friday, everybody got beat up a bit. We see it's got, nice price appreciation. This level's got some pretty good support, risk down to maybe 1278, upside up into the 28. So it's a, potential double long term. We just need to get that sector rotation. We can see it's been choppy, so might be a scalp, rinse and repeat type play. Don't have any specific lessons learned. We do have a channel in our Discord where our BeachBum traders share lessons learned. You can share your lessons learned. We encourage that. We've got a great community of traders that help each other out. You can join our Discord. It's free to join. There's an invite in the description box below. And again, a community of traders that will help each other out, help you succeed in trading. So now we'll look at our real-time watch list for this week and updates to that. Then we'll look at the charts in Webull. So we've had BDRY on our watch list for a while. This is dry bulk shipping. You'll see it popped up. I may have missed that one. It may have bottomed and run back up, but we'll take a look at that. Taking FAZ off. FAZ is the bear on the financial industry. I was kind of hoping maybe they'd try to run the financials up again, and we might catch that one. But it's already run up, so we'll take that off for now. And maybe if they do try to run the markets again, we might put that back on. Again, we added land to the watch list after market close on the 21st, and then we went long land on the 24th. Again, you can see from the chart, there's still, land hasn't run away too much, so there's still an opportunity there if you're interested. The ex-dividend date's not till the 16th, so you do still have some time to get into land if you're interested. One I've got a buyout on, and I'd like to get a big chunk of is OPP. This is that fixed income bond fund. It goes ex-dividend again on the 14th. Again, it's a liquid, kind of choppy, but I've got a big order sitting to try to get a chunk of OPP. I just need them to push it down, get a seller, and pick up my order there, because I'd like to. It pays about a 10-cent per share dividend monthly. So again, our dividend strategy, as we'll discuss further in a little while, is while we're waiting, while the market's choppy, trying to determine a direction, we're buying up dividend stocks, high-paying dividend stocks, and we'll look at our dividend spreadsheet as well. PALL, we've been watching for a while. It's palladium. Palladium's broken down quite a bit, so we're kind of waiting for where is the stable bottom again. And when it does swing back up, hopefully we'll be able to catch a bottom swing on PALL. Still got SOX on. They ran NVIDIA up, so I thought maybe we'd get an opportunity. I do have an order sitting out on SOX. We'll see if they try to run semiconductors, run tech back up, and maybe we'll get another shot at SOX. The guidance in general in semiconductors, NVIDIA's earnings weren't good, but it got positive hype from the AI hype. So they did run NVIDIA up. We talked about SunPower. We're long SunPower. Again, if you're looking for a solar play, you can actually get it cheaper. And then we've still got the shorts on the Russell, and we'll look at those in the ETF spreadsheet. They've run up a bit, but if they do try to push the Russell, there might be a bear opportunity, using one of those, whichever you prefer. So just a quick reminder, when we make intra-week or even intra-day updates to our watch list, for one, daily at the end of day, I automatically generate a web page that our Patreon members, any level of our Patreon members, have access to. This automatically generated watch list web page that includes price targets, and also dividend information, next dividend dates, optionable, whether it's optionable or not, etc. on that web page. And then if I make intra-week or even intra-day changes to our watch list, I'll post that in the stock watch list updates channel in our Discord that our Patreon members also have access to. So you can see a while back when I added some to puts to watch, I added those. So if I make any last minute changes, I'll post that to this channel in our Discord that our Patreon members have access to. So if you're interested in getting more frequent updates to our watch list, you can join our Patreon any level, and you'll get access to both the web page and the channel in our Discord. So let me grab a drink, and then we'll jump over to Webull again, and we'll look at the ones on our top swing trading watch list for this week. So quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're still offering 12 free stocks if you open and fund an account in Webull. As you've seen, we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, and the vast majority of our trading. As we really like their 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. trading hours. And again, if you open an account, you get 2 free stocks worth $3,000 to $3,000. And if you fund your account with any amount, then you get up to 10 more free stocks, each worth $3,000 to $3,000 each. So again, if you're not already using Webull, why not open and fund an account? You can cash out your stocks if you're not happy with the platform. Hey, it's free money, so why not take advantage of that? So here's our real-time watch list for this week. Another thing, as you can see, I really like in Webull is you can have any number of watch lists and easily flip between them. So I have a number of thematics as well. So we see BDRY, see how it kind of bounced off and starting to run up. I'd really prefer it down, 675 or below, and it bounced off of that support level and kind of ran up. So if it continues, I'll let it go. But maybe if we get a push down, I can pick that up. Again, here's the bond fund. Again, it's a little bit above that support level. I think I've got an order sitting at 860 right now. You can see the recent low was 855. I tried to catch it right above that low, but again, it's kind of choppy, illiquid, low float. So it's kind of tricky. You almost have to, put your order out there and just kind of wait. PALL, this palladium, again, we saw in the futures chart yesterday, palladium's just kind of broken down, so we're just waiting for it to find a stable bottom and swing back up. SOX, we see it's kind of run up a bit. I've got an order sitting at 1842. You can see 1841 was the recent low. And here's the 2 shorts on the Russell. You see they've run up quite a bit. So I seriously contemplating taking them off the watch list, but maybe if we see a strong push in the Russell, maybe we'll get a crack at shorting the Russell with either SRTY or TZA. Again, they have slightly different risk-reward profiles, slightly different definitions. So whichever you prefer, either one, whichever is attractive at the moment might be an opportunity. So now we'll look at our bullpen stocks. The concept of the bullpen is stocks that we're not necessarily watching real time, but at the end of each day, I revisit their setup, see if their setup has improved. Do we want to put them in the game, move them up to our main watch list, or if they run away or broken down, then we just take them out of the bullpen and we can always revisit them in the future. So the first one we're adding to our bullpen is Intel. Again, pretty negative sentiment. They recently just cut their dividend. Again, pretty negative sentiment. It looks like, it may be a bottom in Intel, near-term bottom in Intel. Again, with all the negativity, I think there might be an opportunity. It's, it's cyclical, it's swinging. They're doing all this investment in a foundry in Ohio, etc. And again, with the dividend, again, it may continue to trail off for some period due to that negativity and outflow out of Intel. It is optionable. So this would be, potentially a very long-term swing for their recovery, again, longer term. Here's another one that popped up from our dividend spreadsheet. I've had it in the database for a while, and it showed up as attractive from our dividend spreadsheet, so I'm really getting some benefit from that. Is MPW, Medical Properties Trust. It's a REIT on healthcare facilities. They pay quarterly dividend, and it's got about 11% yield. So when we get to our dividend spreadsheet, we'll also see MPW, and we can see what its adjusted yield is, potential for price appreciation. So we'll see the charts for both of those quickly in Webull. So again, you can see Intel very negative. It's been trailing off. You see the drop off recently. Again, it does pay a quarterly dividend. Last ex-dividend was February, so the next one's probably in May. 36 cents, and I think they cut it in half or something. So again, it may continue to decline. We just want to see it achieve a stable bottom and swing back up, and then we can go long Intel for a very long-term swing. You can see it's got plenty of room to run, but it'll probably take a significant amount of time. So that's where, again, more of a long-term swing. You could swing it up to in the 30s for a shorter term. Support to resistance profit and play it again. Here's that REIT MPW. You can see the recent bottoms about 967. It's got some upside into the 14s. Right now it's kind of hovering above that support level. So again, I'd wait for it to come down to this support level. Again, they just had earnings. I think there was a negative reaction to their earnings, and you can see it paid about a 29-cent dividend, and it looks pretty stable. So now let's talk about ETFs. We've got some additions to our ETFs. That may be of interest. We've added these to our spreadsheet. We'll look at our spreadsheet in a few minutes. So if anyone has particular categories, commodities, indices, etc., topics that you want to look at in our ETF spreadsheet, you can throw those up in the chat. We'll take a look at those. Welcome, Ali in the Bay. Thank you for letting me know that, Ali. I'll check that out when we're done here. I banned one this morning, so I guess that's a sign we're finally getting some notoriety that we now have imposters. So we're dealing with that. So one category we're adding is industrials, and Thomas Carvo in one of his chats and live streams identified DUSL as a potential opportunity. DUSL is a bull 3x on industrials. So you can long industrials using DUSL. I found this one, you can short industrials using SIJ, and it's again a leveraged short on industrials. We saw how the Dow got pummeled towards the end of the week. It would have been nice to take advantage of that opportunity earlier, but again, there's heavy resistance on this DUSL. It failed to break out, so there's then an opportunity at SIJ. So we'll add those to our ETF spreadsheet so we can keep an eye on that and take advantage of opportunities in the industrial sector. Also related, I looked and found one on transportation. So I couldn't find a short on transportation, but I found this leveraged bull 3x on the transportation sector. So again, if we get an opportunity where we want to go long transportation, we can use TPOR. And again, we've added that to our spreadsheet so we can keep an eye on that. So I'll bring up our spreadsheet. Let me see what kind of enhancements I've got to discuss. Previously, we've got highlighting on this symbol if all four of the risk-reward topics are positive. I want to come back to the topic of artificial intelligence. I've made some progress on the research on those ETFs, but I'll come back to that in a little bit. So let's take a quick spin through our ETFs, see if anybody wants to look at a particular topic. Again, we'll talk about the AI ones and comparison of the various AI ETFs. I see Bitcoin, China. Again, you can long short China. Right now we're long China. You can see that's attractive. It declined towards the end of the week, but you can long China Tech with yen, YINN, or short China with yang. And again, that's a daily opportunity. If you're a day trader, you can scalp China with yin and yang. If you look at which way the market's headed on any given day, there's opportunities there. BDRY, and you can see it's risk rewards over 2, pretty attractive. Bottom about 6. Okay, we're going to let FAZ go. Good morning, Born to Be Free. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you as well. Walter, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Wanted to mention we looked at gold and silver, and they'd been beaten up pretty much yesterday in the charts. If you're not already long gold, silver, and you're looking for a dividend play, we're long GLDI, and it's kind of close to support. Let me see if I can get this guy to refresh. So GLDI, we have sizable positions in both GLDI and SLVO. But again, if you're looking for a dividend play, and we'll see this again in the dividend spreadsheet as well, it's coming down pretty close to its low. So if you're looking for another nice dividend payer, monthly dividend payer, GLDI, SLVO are nice. If you want a long goal, we like GDXU. You can see what the risk reward profile on that is. Or for silver, AGQ. So here's SIJ and DUSL. So you can see right now, neither one's showing terribly attractive. Ricky Khan says Tesla. Okay, so those are the individual Tesla ETFs, long and short. I haven't played any of those individual stock ETFs yet, but it's it's something to think about. KOLD and BOIL we talked about, long and short. Again, those are day trading opportunities as well. Just again, as I mentioned, don't get caught on the wrong side of the trend. Right now the trend is up. Drip and gush for oil, or SCO and UCO for oil. I know Easy Mike likes JEPI, and we'll look at that in dividends as well, and JEPQ. Talked about SOXS and SOXL for short-term trading on semiconductors. SOXL long, SOXS short. There's also this SSG, which is ultra short semiconductors. And there's TCA on the small caps. We're still long UVXY. We'll see if we get a pop on Monday. We might exit if we get a pop on Monday and then try to re-enter again. Long volatility using UVXY going into the Fed interest rate hike on the 21st. So right now, again, we're long UVXY, but we'll get out on a pop and try to get back in before the interest rate hike decision if we can. So, okay, I don't see any other particular topics. Transports, there's our TPOR on transports. So you can see that one. We looked at SIJ and Dussel. Here's SLVO. Again, you can see it's getting kind of close to its bottom. And again, I'll talk about the AI guys in a minute when we get back to strategy. I just want to make sure I can cover everything else in the time we've got. Shopping list stocks, again, we always advocate you have a list of stocks that you want to buy, given the opportunity for an irrational reaction on earnings or market decline that irrationally pushes stocks down that are good values. So again, have your shopping list ready. We might get one of those, drops. There might be some good opportunities for some good stocks. Just make sure, you don't want zombie stocks or zombie ETFs. We're going to have increasing interest rates again. That's going to put even further burden on these zombie stocks. So also, inflation's still high. We saw in the PCE data, and we keep seeing, inflation not going down as fast as the Fed would like it to, so they're going to jack interest rates aggressively. So again, make sure stocks you're buying are going to be resilient when interest rates rise. And again, right now it's unclear as to if we're going to end up in a recession. If so, how deep a recession. So just to be safe, it's always good to make sure that your portfolio is recession-proof. Okay, good. So let's talk about our dividend payers. And I made some additions to that, and you can also see our past development of our best dividend paying stocks and our dividend payers Google Sheets. We'll take a look at that. Again, our All Access and VIP Patreons have access to this dividend payers Google Sheet all the time. So it's not updated real time. Some of it's based on Google Finance functions that have maybe a 20-minute lag, and the rest of it is updated by our automated systems at the end of the day. So you can see it's automated, updated automatically at the end of day, like our puts and ETFs Google Sheets. The ones that are showing up in green say they're within 10% of support, and I added that the reward is greater than the risk. So they show up green again if they're close to support and the reward's greater than the risk. And again, that's how I found MPW and land in reviewing this at the end of the day. I go and review this at the end of the day and look at the green ones and look at their charts, see if it's something we want to add to our watch list. Also, I've added a number of them to our spreadsheet that we'll see. So these are new opportunities. AGNC is a REIT. This one, I don't particularly like the mortgage-based REITs, but again, as you'll see, thank you to Joseph Hogue, who pointed out these additional dividend payer trade ideas in one of his videos. So I took these additions from listening to one of his videos, and this was one of them. So I thought I'd put it in the spreadsheet if it's of interest to you or it looks attractive to you. Again, I'm not a fan right now of mortgage-backed REITs due to the rising interest rates, potential for default, etc. But we'll see how it looks. GNL says it's a diversified REIT. I believe they do like pipelines, and it looks attractive. UAN is an agricultural inputs. So again, some diversity. And USAC, Compression Partners, is an oil and gas equipment. I may have those mixed up in terms of the basis. You can use these links. You see these links in our notes will take you directly to their FinViz profile, so you can see their charts, see their definition, etc. So again, we've added all of those to our dividend payers spreadsheet, and if you'd like to add, have us do the research on any additional potential dividend payers, just tag us in the Discord, let us know, our Facebook group, the comments to any of our videos, and we'll run our research on any additional dividend payers you'd like us to take a look at, and then if they look good, we'll add them to our dividend payers spreadsheet. So I'll bring that one up. And we can take a real quick look if anybody wants to look at one. Ricky Khan says UROI might be coming down. Yeah, I looked at the uranium stocks and UROI in particular, as that tends to be that DNN and LEU tend to be my preferred, and UUUU. So there's a number of them. Yeah, UROI looks like it's getting close. I'm going to keep an eye on it. SPXU, what's SPXU? Is that an up on the S&P? SPXU is down, ultra short S&P. So you can see it's significantly above its 52-week low. It's short. So again, maybe short term, if you want to do a momentum type of trade, day trade, etc. But for a swing, it's the risk reward profile is not something that I would be interested in. Again, last time, I mentioned we added a frequency column, so and I've updated those. They're being now automatically updated, so when anybody changes their ex-dividend date, it will compute the distance, the number of days between the new ex-dividend date and the last one, and then try to guess, is it a monthly dividend payer, quarterly, annually, etc. So as those report new ex-dividend dates, then we'll also update the frequency. So again, all of these columns are updated after market close. All the gray columns are updated after market close based on my automated system. So it also pulls the support and resistance from our database. And then we can quickly scroll through and see which ones are green. So I've been looking at each of those. Apparently, the ARC ones say they have a dividend, but it's not giving my data source is saying they have a dividend, but it's not giving me any data, so I may just take those out of there. So I did look at these CVS. The ones in red, may have. I'll have to look at that one. But often it's because they haven't paid a dividend and it may have discontinued their dividend. Here's GLDI, as I mentioned, it's got a pretty attractive adjusted dividend. It's got a 16.8% yield, plus it's got decent price appreciation. So again, if you're interested in that one, Goro is a gold miner we own. It's showing attractive. Looked at Hope. This is long on India, but it's declining quite a bit. There's Intel, as we mentioned, we've got that in our bullpen. Here's JEPI and JEPQ. Easy Mike likes JEPQ. Here's Land. You see that one popped up. It's a monthly dividend payer. You can see it's got plenty of a price appreciation, so plenty of potential reward. So again, we're buying that more for the potential of price appreciation. Plus, it does pay a dividend, so we get paid while we wait. So. I looked at LUMN. We had it on watch list a while. 3M. This guy we put on there, that's an oil-based one like USOI, but it's apparently not reporting. So they may have discontinued their dividend. OPP we talked about. Again, it's got, decent price appreciation as well as its 10% or 10 cent per month dividend. We've had QYLD for a long time. That's a popular one. RYLD is on the Russell. We mentioned we bought puts on SBNY, or we sold puts on SBNY. So again, you can, if you join our Patreon at all access or VIP level, you can get access to the sheet all the time. And again, the prices and high lows, etc., are based on Google Finance functions, so they'll update about every 20 minutes, and then the other data will update at the end of the day from our automated systems, and you can see when it was last updated. I added that column so I can make sure the updates are occurring, and again, you can get access to their FinViz profile with the link in the notes, so quick access so you can look at their chart. So I whip through them, look at the green ones real quick, look at their chart, and then if it looks attractive, we can add it to our watch list accordingly. So again, I found this very helpful. This is where we found the opportunity for land and also potentially for MPW. So good morning, Johnny Trades. Thank you for joining us. So if anyone has any other ones you want to look at in the dividend payers, you can throw them up in the chat. And again, if there's any others you want us to consider adding, just let us know. I'll run our research on them and see if it's something we want to add to our database, add to our spreadsheet. I want to talk about option strategies quickly. Again, we've reviewed our basic criteria the past several weeks. Again, we continue to evolve this criteria. What I want to specifically discuss this week is we've been talking about how to price options. And last week I mentioned that I had asked ChatGPT, how do I price options? And again, we've had this discussion in the Discord. So you can comment on what do you think of ChatGPT's responses in our Discord. Again, here's the responses that he gave about how to calculate fair value for options. And I've implemented that now in our systems. So now my systems calculate the fair value for options that we're considering, and updates our database, and then updates our puts ROIC Google Sheet, as you'll see. So you'll see now in column M, in both the watch list and research sheets, we have a fair value calculation. And this is based on the formula that ChatGPT suggested. So again, I'd be interested in hearing your feedback on that formula. If you think there's a better way to calculate the fair value for options, we're open to recommendations. We're always open to recommendations for improvement. So just let us know what you think. And then also, as part of that, I had to have the implied volatility. So I started storing the implied volatility. And I'm putting that in column Z, as you'll see. So if you find that additionally helpful in choosing, which options to potentially sell puts on, you can see the IV, the implied volatility. And then I've also added the last updated date time in AA. So again, I can see when was this last updated. So similarly to our dividend spreadsheet, if you'd like us, to add and consider put options on any stock at any strike price expiration, just let us know in the comments below in our Discord. We do have a suggestion box in our Discord as well, so you can put it there, or just as long as you tag us, use the app BeachBum. We'll see if that imposter is still here. Oh, looks like I got him, Ollie. So at least he's not showing up here. So, tag us in the Discord so I get notified and can look at your questions or your suggestions, etc. So, okay, I didn't see any other questions on dividends. Thank you, board. I appreciate the positive comment. And yeah, my background is, technology. I don't know if I've commented. I won't babble about that. But I've comp sci degree, physics degree, almost a math degree. So you can kind of see where I'm coming from. My background, a lot of automation. So you can see we do a lot of automation. Again, I'll babble about that some other time. Okay, so let's bring up our puts spreadsheet. So we could see I'm also highlighting, I think I put that in probably last week, that the green highlighting tells me if it's over $100. So if it's over $1 fair value, that would give me more than $100 profit if I sold that. So we can see the ones that are attractive. So you can see SBNY popped up, and so we actually were able to sell that. I sold it at 245, so you can see it said fair value was 215. I actually got 245 for it. So you see also Google is showing as attractive at 83, and I am trying to sell an 83 put against Google. but I haven't, you can see the high and low hasn't broke a dollar yet. So I can't remember what price I put that on. I'd have to go look. It's over $1 and much less than 39, but we see the 52-week high was 660. So, but I want to get at least over $1 for it. Again, then I look through our research tab, at the end of the day, see if any of the previous ones we've looked at are showing as attractive. You see Apple showing a very high value, but very low prices. So I have been taking a look at that. Align, the prices are extremely low, even though he's telling me there's a fair value. Here's the return on invested capital. That's assuming, the 52-week high as the potential reward based on, again, this is for cash secured. So it says, okay, if I am securing it with that amount of cash, what's my return on that investment? So really, those are the only two right now that I've got in there. Ones we've recently added are on the add tab. And again, if you want to ask us to do this research on any additional options for potential selling puts, I can add them here and then fill in the support, resistance, etc. columns and see if their risk reward profile shows up as attractive. And then, as we mentioned before, I'm using this option seller ROI tool. And there's a link in the temp page that you can access. There's also a link on our in the link section on our homepage. Our homepage is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U, and you can find in the under the trading tools section, there's a link to the option seller. So I'm still looking for additional opportunities using that tool. I'm also looking at investigating another tool that might work a little bit better for finding the types of opportunities that we're looking at. Roman, welcome. Thank you for joining us. He's asking, do we trade SPY SQQ? Dollar. I don't trade those directly. I tend to use the ETFs, and I prefer the leveraged ETFs. So SQQQ to short the NASDAQ, TQQQ to long. And then, as you can see, we also have long and short leveraged ETFs to short the SPY or long the SPY, SPXS or SPXU to short SPXL or UPRO to long. So I tend to use those leveraged ETFs to trade the indices, be it the SPY, NASDAQ, Dow, or Russell. So again, if you'd like access to this puts ROIC spreadsheet as well, again, our all access and VIP patrons have access to this Google Sheet, 24/7. Again, all of this is under construction. I try to, learn from, evolve our whole process and make it as efficient, as effective for us and you all as I can. So again, if you have recommendations for improvement, you can put them in the suggestion box in our Discord. Again, all the other channels in our Discord are free to join, so you can find an invite in the description box below. You can see our previous discussions along these lines. Where did all this come from? Our stages of evolution and our previous videos in our series on option strategies for beginners. So we also have a whole playlist with additional videos about how to sell options, selling covered calls, etc., and our options playlist. So you can see all of that. Yes, Easy Mike, we love leveraged ETFs. Okay, so I've got a few minutes. I want to jump quickly back. If you have any questions, any other questions, you can throw them up in the chat. I want to go to the AI, back to the AI ETFs, because I did make some progress in that regard. So I want to show you that. So a couple weeks ago, we started researching potential ways to play this theme on AI, artificial intelligence. And our first step there was to search in FinViz. We found ETFs and individual stocks via FinViz, and then we identified this series of ETFs related to artificial intelligence using the FinViz screener. So again, you can jump right to this list via the link in our notes, or you can do the search again in FinViz, and I copied out that list into our ETF spreadsheet. So then I added our typical research column, so support resistance, 52 high low, bottom top. And then I also added a link directly to the ETF database, and then you can get directly to their FinViz profile via this link. So you can see in the FinViz tab, here's the list of those artificial intelligence related ETFs. So if I build in the support and resistance and bottom and tops on each of these, and let me see if I get this to refresh further. Fill in the Google functions. You can see sometimes the Google finance functions drop off. So there we go. Now they're filling in. So now if the risk reward is 2 or better, it'll show up as green. So we can see this AIQ is showing a very near-term positive. But the only ones that show for a 52-week is this UBOT. And we'll see UBOT is a leveraged ETF on this theme. And then bottom to top, you see the typical support to resistance that I've identified just visually using the charts. And none of them are really over 2 right now. So again, they've run this whole theme up. So, I'm not really chasing these guys right now, but, we can keep an eye on them. And if it becomes attractive, and the only one that really looks potentially attractive to add to our database of watch list right now is this UBOT. Shows as a 52-week over 3, a bottom to top over 10. And again, you can see what this is via the direct link that we've got in our spreadsheet. So you can see this is index. It's a Bull 2X. And on that theme, again, you can see this resistance, 1750 or whatever it is. And then the supports the 52-week low. And then, long term's got plenty of potential upside, not too much downside. But another thing I wanted to show you all that I found interesting is you can click on this link to go directly to the profile for an ETF in the ETF database. So we can see what is this. This is the direction. So they do a lot of the leverage and inverse ETFs. See, it's a Bull 2X. You can see the expense ratio if you're planning on holding this for, a length of time. You can see what index it's tracking. So a lot of additional detailed data about a given ETF in the ETF database. So again, we use the ETF database a lot to identify new ETFs to potentially add, and then, also further information. The last piece I wanted to point out, though, is if you click on holdings for this ETF, you'll see it's over half of its holding. It's in another ETF. So it's holding 56% in bots. So bots is just another one of the ETFs in our spreadsheet. So essentially all UBOT is doing is leveraging bots. So it's adding leverage to bots. So I thought that was kind of interesting. If you want to see what bots has for holdings, again, you can click on bots. And again, I'll let you dig into these in more detail on your own, but I thought it's interesting to see what their holdings are. So we can see the primary holdings in bots is NVIDIA, ISRG, which is a surgical robotics, Dynatrace, UiPath, that's an automation tool. Pega, it's another automation tool. So again, I'd recommend if you're going to pursue this theme, understand what the holdings are. I looked at another one. It had Meta and things like that in it. So again, do your research, do your due diligence if you're planning on holding any of these AI themed ETFs, longer term, etc. Again, they've been kind of hyped up, so they're all kind of high right now, but we can keep an eye on them, and maybe there'll be a better opportunity. So again, I hope that all helps. If you have any further questions, if you have any other ETFs, AI related ETFs you want us to take a look at, I can run that kind of analysis. So just let us know again in the comments or the Discord or a Facebook group, etc. So if anybody has any last minute questions, you want me to look at any particular stocks last minute, I can do that. Again, you can always ask further comments or ask further questions in the comments or in our Discord. So otherwise, I hope that, again, thank you for everyone that joined us in the live chat. Let us know if you find all this information helpful. We hope you'll hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel, we hope you'll choose to subscribe. Again, hit the bell icon to be notified. We'll be releasing videos throughout the week as well. And you can access a lot of the bonus videos, etc., via the links in our notes. So again, we hope this all helps, and we hope it helps you make money trading in the month of March and succeeding in your trading all the time. So thank you again for joining us, and have a great rest of your weekend and a great trading week for February 27th through March 3rd. And we'll see you all back next weekend. Bye.